Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to News in Motion. I am Deborah Johnson and I am sitting in for Gail Dudley today. It has been some kind of morning this morning. Good morning, Marion Jackson. Good morning, Misha Hemfield. Jeffrey Allen James, good morning. Good morning, my sister Regina. It is so good to see you. When I tell you it's been some kind of morning this morning, it's been some kind of morning. Good morning, Antoinette. Good morning, Tracy Newmy. I mean, I've just been pressing in this morning. All of a sudden, everything I planned for today has just been kind of shaken up. It's a different kind of day today. Good morning, George Saunders. It is so good to see you all. Today is Giving Tuesday. You know, there's all kinds of days. And sometimes, we listen to Isaiah and Lexi, and they're talking about the days and the fun kind of days and Taco Tuesday days and National Red Hat Day. But today is Giving Tuesday. And I just want us to do something a little different today. The Lord just pressed on me a different kind of message today. Good morning, Lori Wallace. Good morning, George Saunders. It's just going to be one of those kind of days. Right now, I just want to say good morning, not only to our Facebook Live audience, but to our folks on YouTube, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, to those of you who are driving along and listening on the audio broadcast. We're going to be having some participation today. Please keep your eye on the road. Just when you have a chance, jump in where you can and participate in our chat. Good morning, Shirley Nicholson. We're looking forward to this day today. It's really going to be some kind of day. Good morning, Latrice. So good to see you this morning. This is going to be just an interesting kind of day today. I can't tell you. I could not get it off of my heart. When I was reading, sometimes when you're looking for different stories, I look and I say, oh my God, National Giving Day. Today is Giving Tuesday. I think today, right now, while you're sitting here, we want to start off our Giving Tuesday day by giving compliments in the chat, giving feedback in the chat to our sister, Gail Dudley, to let her know why we get up every morning and get involved with this platform. Right now, just a line, a word, but fill the chat this morning. When she sees the chat today, I want her to see why we're so grateful for News in Motion. So right now, just let us know, why do you get up in the morning this early and tune in, some of you, every single morning that this show is on the air? It's Giving Tuesday. We want to know, what do you think about News in Motion? Could you put it in the chat? Let us know while you're here. Hey, Shardinia, good morning. How are you? Rosanna Bivens, good morning this morning. Tony Morrison Smith, good morning. It is so glad to have you here. So good to have you here. Put in the chat, fill up the chat, and let us know, why do you watch News in Motion? Why are you so thankful for this particular broadcast? I think it's important to give back. A random act of kindness today is going to be letting Gail Dudley know what we think about this broadcast today. There is a lot going on in the news, but today, what's going on today is Giving Tuesday. We're going to be spending today just talking about how we can give back, how we can touch the lives of others. This platform is about giving relevant news, giving a spin on the commentary that puts things in a proper light. This ministry, this news outlet is about integrity, about being authentic. Yes, about being authentic, Latrice. She says Gail Dudley is an authentic, audacious advocate with a heart for community. Her commentary on News in Motion is relevant and relatable. I love that. To support, learn the news, Rosanna Bivens says, get the sports and get the inspirational at the end. Thank you, Gail. Thank you for that. Laurier Wallace says Gail Dudley is a walking inspiration. Her heart is truly to uplift people, and that is absolutely the truth. Good morning, Kim Edmondson. It's so good to see you this morning. Seriously, hit the like button, hit the share button. We don't want anyone to miss out on an opportunity to give back. Marion Jackson says she appreciates Gail for giving her a trusted news source and an inspirational message. You can be assured that you're going to get the real deal, the real story. It's going to be researched. It's going to be true. it's going to be with integrity, and it's going to be unbiased. And if there is bias, it's going to be clear that this is an opinion, not news. I love that. Oh my God, Jeffrey Allen James, I love this. Exactly. He says, great way to start the day. When I am up all night and tired, the energy from the show energizes me for the rest of the day. We hope today energizes you. Good morning, Sharon Goldston. It's so good to see you today. We just want you to flood the chat with why you watch News in Motion, letting Gail know this is Giving Back Tuesday. And on this day, it's a day for each one of us to be able to do something that makes a difference. I want you, as you're giving the feedback, as you're thinking about why you care for this ministry, why you care for this platform, I want you to think and really dig in and give a gift to our sister's ministry. To Isaiah, if you could just put it up, you can send her by Cash App to MIM today, or you can send a check to Making a Difference LLC at 346 and a half North 20th Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43203. And in the memo section, you put down Gail Dudley, News in Motion. I just want us to show our sisters some love today. When we get to that inspirational message today, you'll understand where we're going with this. It doesn't matter. If you're sitting there saying, I got about $5 to my name, Deborah, this is all like, it doesn't matter about the amount. It matters about your heart for this ministry and where we're going with that. Today on Giving Tuesday, we want to give back to this platform. When I take over for Gail, I'm so impacted by the work that she does, the time that it takes, day in and day out, all day long, calling out stories that are relevant, that make our day, finding ways to make us laugh, finding ways to just make a difference in our lives every day. Could you give back to our sister today by sending her a Cash App, sending her a note to her, a note on her private message? Let her know sometimes and encourage her. Sometimes the encourager needs some encouragement. And I'm serious about that. Encouragers need encouragement. They're pouring out and pouring out and pouring out. What we need sometimes is for that to be poured back in. So when that well gets empty, it needs to be filled back up. So I asked you, let our sister know we've all benefited from her benevolence. So let's show her ministry, which is so serious, by giving something back to her. Doesn't matter the amount, it matters from the heart. It's so important that we give back to something that feeds us every day. And this is something we start from where, right at home. Like charity starts at home. My mother used to always say that charity starts at home. You take care of your sisters. You take care of your family first. News in Motion is our family. Latrice, you're right. Encouragers need encouragement. Latrice is saying that News in Motion reaches the masses. People are listening from Ohio, but they're listening all over the United States. And actually, people are listening all over the world. And in the spirit of News in Motion, this is also National Brand Day. So another part of our Giving Tuesday today, we know that a lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs. They are working on their own thing. We know what it's like when you are working your own business. Sometimes you are a one-person shop doing everything. As our gift from News in Motion, we're going to just ask you to put out what you do. Put out your brand. Celebrate your brand right there in the chat. If you have a business and you want people to know about it, put it in the chat and celebrate your brand. This is another way that we here at News in Motion are giving back. So whatever your business is, and we know there are a lot of folks out there with businesses, Latrice Jones, Mike Nicholson, there's a lot of folks out here, Kim Edmondson, I know there are folks. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. Yes, happy Giving Tuesday. It's a real good day. It's also, and it's interesting that the National Brand Day and the Giving Tuesday come on the same day, but I think they work hand in hand. People who are entrepreneurs, who are working their businesses, and there are a lot of small businesses doing big things. So please put out there what it is that you do so people can know, so we can celebrate you today. Sometimes celebration is just about giving homage to what people do. We just want to be able to say thank you for what you do. We want to know where to find you. So when we're needing something, we want to know how to find that out. But this is the day that we're going to do that. So push like, push share, push the heart button. We want to make sure our algorithm stays where it needs to stay so that people hear from us. That's really important. We literally, David Beaumont says Gail is a worker and her passion shows it. Gail brings insightful information that helps us navigate what's happening in the news media. She is the truth. Kudos to all that Gail does. Man, is that not the truth? That's so serious. She just gives it to us. I come here, I come and listen every morning because I know it's well researched. I know when I get it, it's what I need. Full transparency. I went through a period where I just got tired of the news. I got tired of the political scene. I had spent my whole life as a young person entrenched in that because my family was entrenched in politics. And I told Gail I was just burned out. And then she started this ministry, this platform. And I just started coming in. And before I knew it, I got excited again. I got excited that there was a place that I could go that I didn't have to sift through rhetoric to try to figure out what the news was. This is what this is all about. So I think it's really important that we have a place that we can come and hear the news the way we do. Mary Jenkins has the Cancer Option Collaborative, raising money to help active treatment cancer patients during their time of need. Thank you for that, Mary Jenkins. We know there are a lot of folks dealing with cancer. I have not seen so much cancer, even in my own family, in my entire life. I think it's so important that the work that you're doing is so important. Lori Wallace and her Evolve Productions Incorporated creates festivals and productions to serve the underserved and to get them connected. We have a heart for the arts and the community. This is real serious. When we don't have the arts, we are really sad. Arts feed our spirit. Thank you for that. Absolutely, Kim, no rhetoric. And that's so serious. Please, if you have a nonprofit, let us know about it. Put it in the chat. Annette Jackson says Gail is an inspiration and brings fresh factual news with a call to action that is globally needed. Absolutely. And guess what? This reach is now all over the world. And it continues to grow. And it grows because we're here, because we support her, because we do the things that we need to do on this end to keep this ministry going, to keep this platform going. I don't want to go any further without saying thank you, Isaiah Jones. Thank you for what you do. He's constantly behind the scenes, supporting Gail, supporting the staff, supporting everything that happens, supporting Kenny. He is there day in and day out, a young person who's still figuring out his path and where he's going, but he's made this a priority. Do you know what it means for a young person to get up this early in the morning every morning? I just applaud your integrity. I applaud what you do. I applaud the fact that your word is your bond. When you say you're going to be here, you're here. And I've watched him grow exponentially into the man that he is today, and he's still going. Latrice Jones in Lustrous Life Jewelry. It enhances your inner beauty with fun and fashionable and affordable accessories. Please check out her website. She's got some fun stuff, and it's incredibly affordable. And you can look good and feel good without breaking the bank and still have more to give when you need to give. Thank you so much for that, Latrice. I'm not going to belabor this day. I have one news story. And I just couldn't I just felt in my spirit the Lord was saying, today, this is about this message, giving back, being kind, supporting one another. But we know a week from today is the Georgia runoff. It's a very important election. We know about this. So I have this one news story from ABC News who reports that early voting in Georgia in this runoff race between Democrat incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican opponent Herschel Walker opened statewide last week to all registered voters. And they had a strong turnout over the weekend in 34 counties that offered early voting on Saturday and Sunday, but Saturday or Sunday, depending on the counties. Voting locations for the December 6th runoff are now open in all of the 159 of the state's counties through Friday, with more than 181,000 Georgians having cast their ballots either in person or absentee through Sunday, according to the state election data. Of those, more than 166,000 people have voted early and in person. People have gotten up and they've gotten out. We applaud the work that people are doing, going door to door, taking people to the polls, doing what they have to do. If you're listening here from Georgia, if you know someone in Georgia, make an effort to give them a call and get them to the polls. On this platform, we're not about telling you who to vote for, but we're telling you it is important to vote. It is a right that we fought for long and hard to get. Don't miss this opportunity. This is a critical election that's going to be won by the people who get out and vote. Get out there and make sure that you vote in Georgia. If you're not in Georgia, do what you can to help that process so that people can get to the polls. It means sending money to help people get to the polls. If it means sending somebody an Uber to get them to the polls. If it means just calling and reminding them, you know how we are. We mean to go. I'll ask somebody, did you vote? I can't believe I forgot. We cannot forget people. It's really important to get out the vote. But before I go, and this is not going to be a long show. It's going to be an impactful show today. Before I do that, I want to make sure we don't miss Lori Wallace, Set the Atmosphere Fashions and Remix Fashions. Big, big, big business. It's not just interior design and decorating, but custom home accessories and unique fashions. And they have great stuff for Christmas. Check the chat out. Go back through there. Don't miss any of our entrepreneurs. It's really important. I've got an inspirational message that God just kept pressing in on me today. But before I go to the message, I've got a serious request, guys. Our own Kenny Stanley, host of Game Over, needs our prayers. Kenny's wife, Kelly, has asked us to pray for him. We're unable to give any details at this moment. However, we're asking everyone to pray for his health and his healing. We know that God hears and he answers our prayers. And so right now, we're lifting up our brother, Kenny Stanley. We ask you to lift him up throughout the week. We ask you to ask God to keep his arms of protection around him, that you would touch him from the top of his head to the soles of his feet and heal his body. We are so grateful for his platform here. Game Over is a game changer. He really has taken that to another level. And we need Kenny well and doing well. Please pray for Kenny, pray for Kelly, pray for his children, pray that he get well. And we will keep you informed as we know, but we just want to make sure that we're praying for Kenny. And like I told you, it's not going to be a long show. It's just going to be an impactful show. But this morning, I woke up with this message and it just wouldn't stop. A little bit goes a long way. Just a little bit. Remember when I was telling you to pace yourself yesterday? Sometimes we just do so much. We just do so much. We're trying to do so much and we're worn out. We're doing things and we're not even thinking about how we're doing things. Today on Giving Tuesday, I want you to think about what a feel-good move giving back is. And I challenge you to do some random act of kindness before the week is over, okay? I want you to go to givingtuesday.org because they had so many suggestions on how to make this day impactful. But let me let you in on something. It's not just this day. Every day, try to do something for someone else. They say things like pay for the next person's order at a coffee shop or a drive-through. That happened to me at Starbucks. I went to pay for my order and I got one of the egg sandwiches as well. And the woman said, no, the person behind you paid for your order. That was a feel-good moment. Leave a gift card or gas or cash at the gas pump. We know how much gas costs these days. What a blessing it would be for someone who's barely making it. That person who's putting $2 in their tank, trying to do what they have to do, and then to find $20 there. Tuck a grocery store gift card and a note in a shopping basket. I'm serious about my notes. Write a feel-good note to someone and just leave it somewhere. Rake a neighbor's leaves. Take a meal to a shut-in. Send a note to someone you love and let them know how much they mean to you. Can I say that again? Send a real note on real paper, even if it's a postcard. Even if it's your children and they're going out to school, tuck it in their book bag. but send a little note and let them know that they make a difference. Leave a great online review for a business you love. If any one of these businesses has touched you, leave an online review. Those reviews make a difference. Those reviews allow them to stay viable. Those reviews allow other people to see how good they are and then encourages them to take advantage of that business. Sometimes a kind word is all you need to start a chain of generosity that lasts throughout the day. When someone tells you, wow, nice shirt. Wow, that was great. Wow, I love your smile. When you say that, it makes that person feel good. And guess what? The next person they see, they say the same thing. We just have to go beyond the likes. It's okay to like people's posts. It's okay to put the hearts. It's okay for the emojis, but sometimes it's nice to provide solid feedback. Just some solid feedback from the heart. When I was in my prayer closet this morning, I was thinking on this scripture, Philippians 2:4. And anyone who knows NewsInMotion knows that we have a Christian themed message. And it says each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. So we need to not only look at what it is that we need to look and see what someone else needs. You know, there's something about giving that feeds your own spirit. I don't know who this message is for, but some of the greatest blessings, some of the greatest ones have come at a time when we only have a little bit to give of ourselves. It's no secret that NewsInMotion is that place where we can hear this, right? Hear a message. And sometimes we hear week in and week out about a need, about someone who's sick, about a family, about food insufficiency, about need for funding a ministry so that people can feed their children, clothe their children. And you're sitting there thinking, I wish I could give more. I wish I could do that. But let me tell you something. A little bit goes a long way. In my prayer time, I heard the story of Elisha just pressing in on me. If anyone knows the story of Elisha and the widow, it's a popular story. But if you don't know the story, there was a widow with two sons. And back in the day, in the Old Testament, your husband dies and you have debts. You have to pay off those debts, typically by your sons working. If you don't have sons, you're really out of luck. But she had sons, but she had so much debt. She was going to have to give up her sons to pay off the debt. And then the prophet Elisha comes by and he says, what do you have? And all she had was this little bottle of oil, not a big bottle, not the 16-ounce bottle. It was like the anointing oil bottle, that little one that you take to church, that little one that they're blessing you with, a little bottle. But he tells her, go out, ask your neighbors, get all the pots that you can get, every container, every vessel you can find until you can't find any more, and bring them here. And she did. What an act of faith. And she did. She brought them back. And then he told her to just pour from that bottle until all those pots were filled. That little bottle did not run out until every vessel was full. She was willing to take that little bit. That was all she had. That was all she had. Now she was taking all she had and pouring it out. But as she poured it out, more came back and more came back and more came back. So much so that she was able to sell the oil, pay off all her debts. Her sons were able to stay with her. They had enough money to be there, to do everything they needed to do from then on. So I'm telling you right now, don't be tempted to hold on to that little bit that you have. Sometimes you say, well, I only have a little bit, and I was going to, buy my last cup of Starbucks. I was going to take that little bit and do something nice for myself. Gosh, it's Christmas time. I was going to take that little bit and add a couple of extra gifts under my tree. How about taking that little bit and pouring it out? See, what we don't understand is our math is not God's math. We pour out that little bit and it comes back exponentially. On this day, I'm asking you to pour out that little seed. Pour out your little bit, no matter what it is. If you got a lot, that's fine. But if you only have a little bit, that little bit goes a long, long way. Be a blessing to someone else. Be a blessing to not just people in your family and in your circle, but when you're going along today, if it just hits your spirit, that person with the sign that you say, not today, brother, I'm not doing the sign. Maybe today you give that dollar, that changes in your cup, that money that you usually keep for the meter, your special money that you keep just in case someone invites you to lunch. Pass it on. Trust me on this one. You cannot beat God's giving. You're just going to watch your life be transformed. You're going to be so excited today. Just pick up the phone and give a good compliment. Pick up the phone today and tell somebody, I love you. That's giving. Today, I just thank you. I thank you for how you pouring into our sister Gail, pouring into this ministry, and how you support this family. What a blessing it is to be able to give and to be able to, it's a blessing to receive, but it's way more of a blessing to give. Be a giver today and keep those random acts of kindness going all day long. That's it for today. A little bit goes a long way. That's what we're doing today. Tomorrow, I don't want you to miss the show. We've got a special guest tomorrow that I think is going to touch your heart. It's a Columbus person. You just want to be here tomorrow. Make sure you come in tomorrow and be here for another fun-filled day of good stuff. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for how you support this platform. And just remember, a little bit goes a long way. Make a bold move by giving a little bit to someone, and maybe even someone you don't know. Have a great day.